So this little square that we're on, that the Rue des Frères Marcotte leads off of, was, at the time, the market square. It was a very busy market square. Today it's just vehicles driving by, but there are lots of little shops and stuff. There's a pharmacy and a bakery and a fruit and vegetable stuff that's closed right now. And then Bar Tabac, which is tobacconist shop and cafe, and some other businesses. And if you would like to move to FECAMP and open another business, then there was a, this store's for sale right here in the water. But anyways, this little square was the market square at the time. And the street that leads up from it is the Rue des Frères Marcotte. In this building here, it says it was one of the oldest houses in FECAMP. So one last time around the market, the former market square. Yes, and the name of this is called the Square of the Hallettes. Hallettes would have been the market stalls. So we're going to go back around the corner and we will go up towards the alley bed. The street, just so you can see inside of that. So that's the back side of the abbatiale, which is the monastery church. An abbatiale was more important than a regular church because it was run by monks and was usually a center of learning as well. The scaffolding, they're cleaning it, so if you look at this side, you can see where it's not been restored. And then we'll turn over here to the left and see how nice the clean stone is where it has been restored. So we're going to go around the corner, up here to the front, and just around the corner, which is really cool, are the ruins of Richard II, Duke of Normandy, his castle. So that's straight ahead of us here. And what I'm going to do is just keep going right up here. This was a very old building, and it's called the Hotel of the Grand Serre. The big, here's a picture of what it used to look like. The big deer. Oh, and here's a little explanation in English. All right. I'm just going to film this. I don't know if you'll be able to zoom. I can zoom in on it a little, but it says, the ancient Hotel of the Grand Serre. Built in the 16th century, this edifice was bought by the monks of FECAMP from Nicolas Le Serre for the sum of 3,000 livres, pounds, and 150 liters of wine, and took on the name the House of the Fleur de Lis, of which some examples carved in wood on the pilasters, capitals, and corbels are still to be seen in the courtyard. At the time of the French Revolution, the name being too closely linked with the old regime, it was changed to the Hotel of the Grand Serre, or Stag. The address was renowned and drew the attention of famous people such as Victor Hugo, who came to visit the Abbey Church and took accommodation and board there in 1820. Free transport was available to take clients to the sea-bathing beach. 4 buildings surround the courtyard, containing the kitchen, the dining room, the stables, and the bedrooms, reached by the gallery on the first floor. The producer, Claude Santelli, from 1923 to 2001, made a film here of a short story of Maupassant called The Port, and it was released in 1974. Acquired by the town of FECAMP after remaining closed for a long time, the building now houses, since 2005, the Maison du Patrimoine, the Heritage House, containing the archives and heritage services under the definition Ville d'Art et d'Histoire. So we're just going to walk quickly inside the courtyard. So you can see this half timber frame building. It's been really well restored. It's lovely. And the Heritage House people, there's some people that are working today, so we're going to go inside and talk to them right now. We just came up this little tiny winding stairway up to the top of the balcony that goes all around this interior courtyard. It's really lovely. Some oak leaf pilasters on the top of these wooden beams that support the gallery above it yet. So we just had a long talk with the lady that works in the office of the Patrimoine. So it's getting a little dark out, but I wanted to come outside and film this because this are the remnants of the castle of Richard II, the Duke of Normandy. And I'm going to try and cross the street before I get run over. Richard II was the father of Richard the Lionhearted. So this is the remnants of the ducal castle, because FECAMP, not being the capital of Normandy, but not too far from Rouen. It is a coastal city, so apparently this was his castle. So if I'm not wrong, should date from like the 1100s. So this kind of tells about, it's called the Route of William the Conqueror. So there's a little speech here in English. He was the 7th Duke of Normandy. And this tells about the Abbey at FECAMP. And here's the little bit in English at the bottom, so you can read that too. And if you turn right around here, so what I'm going to do is, here's the town Christmas tree, but what's important is that it's right across the corner from the Abbey Church. So we're going to try and go around the corner and get inside the Abbey, because apparently there are William II's remains in a tomb inside the Abbey. I'm going to come over here and film this little bit for you here too, that tells about the Duke's Palace. And this is the bit in English as well. I'll get as close to it as I can so that you can read it when you have the time. There we go. So I'm going to turn this off now and go inside the monastery if I can. Okay, the door's closed because they close at 5 o'clock and it is now 5:30, so they have closed the entrance to the inside the monastery church, but never fear, I shall be back here another day and I can film the inside of it for you then. I came to film this along the back side of the church anyways, just because it's beautiful. And this, I think, was probably the Archbishop's Palace. Usually is. And this is, ooh, it's called the Tower de la Maîtrise. Le Tour de la Maîtrise. That was part of the former city walls. Huh, okay. So we're right on the back side of this church, which is now lit up, though unfortunately closed. This is actually really quite cool because you can see the different styles of architecture. In the front part, to the left is the beginning of the Gothic period, and then as we come around the corner to the right, and around the back side of the church, which would be the choir, this is the High Gothic period, and you can tell because of the buttresses, although they're not flying buttresses. There are some other buttresses towards the back, and it's the shape of the windows and the stonework design that indicates that it is now the High Gothic period. So this is built a little bit later, probably around the 1400s, but the first part would have been built in 1011 or so.